Some of those companies out there trying to engage more clients, a lot of those are robo-advisors. So I'd like to talk a little bit about that. It's been argued that some of the newer tools can provide threat to advisors, especially if they're focused on investments. So Deborah, what do you think about that?
I tend not to call it robo because I think it is fintech. And look, it is out there. And you know, I had a really good opportunity this year to visit the United States and just see what's going on over there. And I visited the IBM Innovation Centre. So I saw what Watson is doing and how they're integrating that into financial advice as we speak. I do think that there is an opportunity there for advisors to embrace fintech in the right way. If we can integrate the fintech technology into our businesses so we can provide advice to consumers with low cost, I think we're starting to get that middle ground, the ones that are not getting advice. I don't think advisors should be frightened of it. I think it's something that we need to integrate into our business. How do we do that? Licensees need to be part of that. I don't think they've quite embraced it yet, but I think, the banks have. We know the banks are doing it, but how do we get licensees to embrace that? So I see it as an opportunity rather than a challenge.
Don't you also think it can help with the compliance?
Absolutely.
I hate the word robo as well because I think everyone uses it for different terms. But that's one thing we can. You just mentioned the burdens around regulation and compliance. I think that's where technology can help in protection of the individual who may well be trying to do the right thing, but because certain forms weren't filled in correctly.
I think we really need to be clear as to what this technology tool can do. And I'm an advocate for the technology as part of the advice process. I think we need to embrace the technology to bring the cost of providing advice down. And the sooner we can do that as an industry, the better we will be, as it will bring the cost down and make it more accessible to others that potentially aren't getting advice at the moment.
And I think that's the opportunity. Plus, a lot of customers are wanting to engage in some way digitally. So building that into the advice model or an advisor's business model and giving the client the chance to engage in that way, to feed stuff in. But ultimately, a large amount of the advice that's given will be human-led, supported by technologies, whatever you decide you want to call them.
I believe as a business owner, and there's many advisors that are, you really need to embrace this technology because it's so scalable and the efficiencies that you can get, you'll just be set apart from everybody else. And I believe if you're not, probably within the next 3 years, really getting on this curve, you might have a really hard time attracting and maintaining clients.
Online technology won't address strategy. It won't address the differences between body language. Yeah. Could it though? Think about Watson and cognitive, the computer thinking. Could it in the future? Maybe not in my time, I don't know. But I do believe that there's always going to be that human contact that you'll need that the computer won't do. I guess where I see concerns, where I see advisors who run businesses that are very simple solutions, really simple, and I think the simple solution in the future will go to technology if they're not careful. Yeah. That's why I talk about the complexity, starting to have the conversations around the wider things of estate planning, the risk, the risk, the insurance, and trusts, family trusts. There's a whole raft of things that advisors should be looking at as an overall package for their clients.
But that's what, when you think about the future of advice, I know you talk about it as well. It's about broadening the ecosystem, isn't it? About from doing what we all traditionally did. And I do think the technology allows that much easier today. Maybe not today, but certainly it's coming very quickly, where you bring multiple services in to provide that holistic view to your customer. And it's interesting, the research we do. I absolutely believe it's about e-advice, but not necessarily e-advisor, because people still want someone, may not be face to face anymore, but someone to say, yeah, that's okay.
When we sit here, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, or maybe even further back, when direct insurance was just becoming the big disruptor in the insurance profession, and a lot of people were very concerned about that. Now we've totally been able to differentiate our service offer, and it's not even an issue. It's always been an opportunity because people are talking and thinking about insurance. Then they start to get more educated and realise, oh, there's advisors, and oh, maybe I do want more tax efficiencies, or I want better structuring, or I want to use my superannuation, and it's a foot in the door. So, the Robo-advice, the fintech, the online platforms, I personally see it as 100% an opportunity to diversify our business for our clients. And if people want a simple, scalable solution, I think it's a great point that Deborah raised, that, you can bring that, use fintech to give all your different clients their different advice needs, whether it's highly complex or they're just starting out and it's something simple. You can capture them, provide them the right service and the right advice at the right price point from the beginning, and grow them with your business.
I believe as well, probably in the last 2 years, there's been a lot of Australian grown technology companies in the financial space, and a lot of investment from investment companies going into some types of platforms to really get it off the ground in Australia. And it's been really good to see that, because the technology's been there, but it's been from the States, and it just doesn't meet our laws and regulations. And we're using tools now in our office that are Australian based and just work hand in glove. So it's a great opportunity.